I've never heard of oralism.
No.
Previously referred to as the German method, oralism has a long history in deaf education. Its origins can be traced back to 1755, when German man Samuel Haneke established the first all-oral school. This particular type of education focuses on the teaching of language to deaf children by making them practice spoken language. This method has been historically employed in a variety of institutions, such as the Cobb School for the Deaf. The controversy behind this type of education lies in the prohibition of the native signed language. Supporters of this type of education method felt that the deaf were to accommodate to the hearing world rather than practice their own inferior language. One such supporter was Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor of the telephone, who ironically was the son and husband of deaf women.
I know what sign language is.
Pretty much talking with your hands.
It's a form of communication between.
Sign language refers to speaking through your hands and body. Oftentimes, movement of the hands, their orientation, and their shapes play a key role in conveying information. Forms of sign language have been around for centuries and have only become well known when Juan Pablo Bonet published his book in 1620. Similar to spoken language, each country or region contains its own language. As time progressed, many individuals contributed to spreading the importance of the language, including Abbe de la Paix, Loren Cleric, and Thomas Hopkins Gallaudet. Gallaudet's son, Edward Miner, went on to build Gallaudet University, which stands today as the only liberal arts deaf university in the world. The university just celebrated its 150th anniversary as
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
This system allows people who are deaf to communicate through both oralism and sign language. The rise of oral theories in the late 19th century and the difference in philosophy between traditional sign language and oralism led to a division of the deaf community. The combined system was the philosophy of the American School for the Deaf that came in the 20th century and taught students in oral classes first and placed them in manual classes if they did not succeed. Some favor the combined method due to the large range of successes and failures in both oralism and sign language.
As the principals of deaf schools wanted to have their pupils excel in whatever they undertook, they made it a point to teach deaf students to be self-reliant. This started with a majority of deaf education focusing heavily on vocational training because most students already went into vocational jobs after graduation. Deaf students were taught vocational training in art, barbering, bookkeeping, cabinet work, dressmaking, and printing, which helped them better adapt to a hearing society. Vocational training became very popular in deaf school curriculum because of the diversity of occupations that were available for deaf pupils after college. Deaf people also had great success in various vocational jobs, which can be seen with their employment in Firestone and Goodyear. Firestone, a tire and rubber company, really encouraged deaf students to join their workforce. In an ad ran by the Silent Worker, they requested strong and ambitious deaf workmen and offered them equal opportunity with good wages and advancement alongside hearing people. Within the group of deaf workers, there was the Silent Flying Squadron, which consisted of skilled deaf men that worked in practically every production department. Whenever a foreman needed help, he would send for the Flying Squadron. This showed the practicality of vocational training in classes and became an example that deaf people could be reliant and sufficient in both a hearing and deaf society.